welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Sketch Up on this wonderful Thursday evening. We got a lineup for you. First of all, we have Frank Martin, very prolific campaigner, and we'll get to know him better. We also have Loc Nguyen, sketch card artist extraordinaire from Canada. And welcome back to Jyn Leonard. We haven't seen her in a little while, and she's working on something big tonight. You're going to want to see this, right? You might have seen her post that she's been putting out all over social media, so you've gotten a little taste of it. But you're going to get to see a whole lot more when we come back after this short break. Hey, welcome back, everybody. So don't forget to hit that follow button. Help us to increase our followers. That way we can continue to bring you wonderful shows like Nick Barucci's Original Art Show every Fridays at 7 p.m. And we're going to be having something big for as we continue to grow with our followers. So you definitely want to hit that button and get all the updates that we've got coming in for the holiday season as well. All right, so we have Frank Martin, Loc Nguyen, and Jyn Leonard here tonight. And I want to touch base with Jyn because she's been working on this piece for a little while now, and it's looking gorgeous.
Take a look.
What have you got here, Jyn? Let us know what's going on here.
This is an 11 by 17 poison ivy, so it's gonna be full color, full size. So,
and starting bid on it is going to be.
it's going to be 400 because this is a lot of hours already put into this.
Of course, that's double the size that you normally work on, and so definitely 400 colored. That's actually kind of a deal right there, guys. You hardly see anything that beautiful on 11 by 17 below 400. She's really filling the page up really nicely there. It looks like she's working from the outside in, so we'll continue to watch that, see how that progresses. But if you want to place a bid on that, you can do so in the comments. And if you're the lucky one tonight, you'll be able to take this home. All right, and then we also have Loc Nguyen, who is working on a Venom card. And starting bid on this is
$50.
Right, and then the shipping is going to be.
I think shipping on average going to US because I'm in Toronto, it's about $15.
$15.
Usually we'll try to ship it non-tariff free for some reason. Yeah.
Okay.
So it will come down as a gift.
Right.
Wow.
Now,
yeah.
Now, what else is coming with this? You have something.
So what I do is a lot of my my card comes in a slab like this. I will slab it. And that slab goes into the case.
That's cool.
Oh,
wow. What the heck? It's like expensive business card.
It's I'm upping my game for a lot of the commission stuff because I've done a lot of upper deck and top products, and a lot of people are asking for commission, and I feel bad charging like $100 and not, sometimes just throwing in a top loader. But I figured if I do this is worth, 100, $150 just to have that feel.
Great.
And that's what this is. This is me. I had all these custom made. I prototyped it. Got the stencils and all that stuff. The CAD drawings sent to manufacturer in China. Negotiated prices. Got the magnets to be in place. All the other necessary stuff just to up my game. Right?
That's to up your game.
Yeah, that's upping my game, right?
That's good. Well, you always want to try and figure something out and then stand out.
Yeah. It's a lot of the time when I do stuff, when people ask me for like cards that are like part of what they call artist proofs, like for the series, right? Because they are an official card stock that are part of a set, and people commission me for the piece, and because they're a rarity, like the aftermarket on some of these are you know, a couple $1,000s, and I don't get any of that. So I figured maybe if I can get, you know, at least a couple $100 out of it, that'd be great.
Right. That's something that I've been kind of like looking at. I've been watching that card market because it's starting to come back in cycle again, where you're getting this sketch card market. It seems to be the area of focus where everybody's chasing these cards and they're going for phenomenal prices, easily in the hundreds, and a handful of them getting up in the thousands.
Yeah,
so it's definitely one to watch.
Yeah, the SpongeBob one that I just did a set of for the tops. I mean, those cards are just flying off. I'm watching them on eBay, and I'm like, holy smokes! $499 for a card too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know who Don Nguyen is?
Yeah, Don's a friend. Yes.
Okay, so you guys know each other. So
we know each other. Yeah, we're constantly looking at each other's stuff. Right. Yeah. He would go on eBay and go, "Hey, look, I found one of your cards that somebody found, and they're putting it up for like $700." And I go, "Hey, Don, I found your card up in eBay in China, and they're selling for $2,000."
You know? I know, crazy market.
Yeah.
Good to see that it's taken off though. For that,
it's just that market. You know, Upper Deck and Top only pays us like $15-$20 a card. So
no, that's the
well,
we don't see any of that. It's the aftermarket.
I've heard other artists get much lower than that.
Yes,
but but if you're getting the 15-20, then you know you're getting premium.
Yeah.
You see, Mike is asking, "Hey there, you crazy left coasters." Okay, Mike. One day we'll make it out into your area, but good to have you here. Now, Jyn, I want to get back to you because we just saw his custom case there and everything. You found something else, and you shared or you showed on one of your postings where you had something kind of similar.
Yeah, it was like in a folder.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Comic Capsule guys, they have sponsored or they teamed up with me and they've given me a discount code. So if you go on their website, they've got cases like these.
Mm-hmm.
So they're meant so you can slide. This is actually the original art for one of the Chaos covers I did.
Okay.
And then they've got take the sticky notes off here. They've got them in multiple different colors. I've only got the pink, black, and then the new one they've just done is a glow in the dark.
Wow.
Yeah, these are really cool. And I've actually got these on my website as well. So any of the small art or sketch covers that you order on my website, this will actually come for free with it. But if you go to their website, it's Jyn Leonard Art is the code to put in if you want to order any of these and get a discount on them.
No. Now, what's that one where you had it like it was in a portfolio? Was that a special one?
The case for the original art?
Yeah.
Didn't pull that out. All right. So it's a portfolio. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see all of it on here. It's got the magnetic. Huh?
Is that from the same guys?
Yeah, same guys.
Okay.
It's got a magnetic catch to it. It takes a second to pull it out.
Right.
And I've got one of the small prints I did with Zenoscope a couple of years ago for Christmas with one of my COAs in there, and then the original art goes on the other side.
Wow.
So it's a nice little display and just a nice way to protect if you've got some original art and the cover of something you want to keep. Plus the little COA. I thought that was really cool that they actually have that slot there. But,
oh, wow. That's just a cool way, again, how to package an original art cover that you then put it out on the out somewhere to show or on your website to go ahead and sell. That's pretty fancy. That's up in the game and getting it to stand out too. Very interesting. Okay.
They're actually a really good price too, and with the discount, you're getting a little extra off of there too. So it's a really good deal.
Wow. So those are game changers. And for those capsules, I guess you can share their website. If anybody's interested, go and check them out. If you want to do something like what Loc is doing, well, that's going to take more work. If you heard how he did that, He designed everything himself and contacted the manufacturers and worked everything out. But well worth the trouble if that is something that you are wanting to do. Because those come out really nice.
It's about what I ended up doing was it's the cost of shipping that I was trying to minimize.
Right.
A lot of the time when I package this, it's a lot thicker, right? And I end up with like a stack of cardboards and other stuff. So you end up with a bubble wrapper that is pretty thick, and you end up paying more for shipping. And I didn't want to incur that at the end. So if you're paying $40-$50 for a sketch card, I didn't want you to pay that an extra $25 in shipping. So I found a solution by having a hard case like this, and I can put this in a 4x6 bubble wrap. Easy peasy. Goes out like that. Yeah, and I don't have to worry about it because this is just the outer shell, right?
Yeah.
It's basically the stuff that they make books and stuff out of, and that's it.
Yeah, and then you got that. It's that gold embossed, gold imprinted on the front there.
Yep, part of the. There you go.
Right.
Wow.
So that just makes it look really classy and elegant.
Yeah.
And nice,
Yeah.
You know?
It's all part of the the feel. So when you do get it, it's in a nice place
It feels like if this was like a movie script, and one day I get this in a letter, like there's ominous but really expensive invitation come to me with this super expensive card inside. It said you have been invited. Blah blah blah. I'm like, whoa! It's like a start of a story. I don't know.
I have like thank you cards that are 4x6. Like for example, like that will fit directly right in here, so I can just cover that. Right?
Oh, thank you cards. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's really what that is. It's just everything that I was like trying to save on the shipping costs of stuff because shipping has gone up a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when we start shipping stuff into the US where they want like where the paper is from, where the who made the plastic, and I have to fill out all these forms, right?
What?
Yeah. There's a lot of custom forms now for a lot of things going in the US. Things like Tops and Upper Deck has stopped getting artists that are internationally because it's too hard to fill out all the forms, like sending to Brazil, sending to like other countries. So we're still lucky with Canada where a lot of the artists, but that's what's happening. Starting next year, you're going to see a lot less artists. You're going to see more artists from the States and Canada and stuff like that. But any other countries like the Philippines, anything further away, due to the shipping and the custom forms that they have to fill out, it's too much of a headache for Tops to ship like blank sketch cards to these places, right? So that's what's happening because due to the tariff, it's a lot of it has to do with tariffs. Yeah.
Loc, like if you think about it, in a point of view of principle matters.
Yep.
The way Upper Deck is making so much money, like you said, you can only pay $15, and then you see it being sold for $2,000, and the artist does not even get any of the money of that.
Exactly.
The 2000 is aftermarket.
It's the aftermarket.
Is not getting it either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's after they open the pack and the guys are selling
the
it.
rarity.
Yeah. So Upper Deck and Tops is not making money off that.
So here's the interesting question then. Like since they're hiring less people from globally now, it's not outsourced anymore. It's gonna be potentially maybe only within America or Canada, right?
Yeah, that's it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing at the same time.
Okay.
The industry itself has always been about cheap labor.
Yeah.
So for example, $15 American goes a long way in places like Vietnam or Brazil and all these other
South Africa or something.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys would basically like take projects where they'll do hundreds of cards.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is sometimes, if you can do 100 cards in a month, I don't know how good it's going to be.
And not everything's going to be good.
Right? So
Yeah.
you end up with quality issues and stuff like that too. So there's both sides of that situation. Then now back here is the issue again is $15 for a lot of us. I only take on projects that I do for fun, right? And I usually do a minimum of like 20, 30 cards, but lately because of they're trying to get us like my last Star Wars set, they want minimum of 60. Right? And they give me like 2 months to do 60 cards. And like at 15, I was like, do I rush through it or do I, because I want to give up quality to the person who gets it, right?
Well, not only that, but your name is going out on it.
Yeah, our name's going out on it.
So
it's gotten to a point where okay, I'm okay with the name going out right now. Starting next year, I'm going to take on a lot less project, and that's because I have cover works I want to do, like for IDW and some other stuff, right? And I'd rather do that than just grinding out cards, right?
Well, it pays better.
Yeah. Especially the cover I like because I get comps of it. I can bring it to conventions. I can show it off. It's more like a badge of honor that my covers that I did is on IDW, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, not to get left out by Jyn and Loc. Okay. We have our own custom. How do we want to say it? Protector as well. Okay. So, and I'm just going to show this off for the very first time now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here it is, right here. Take a good look. Can you see it? That's what we use. Okay.
But
so rest assured, your product is going to get to you well protected.
Segueing from what just Loc was talking about, because if quantity is important, quality kind of falls down anyway, right?
Exactly.
So segueing kind of from there, I wonder for Frank, because everybody, the way they produce a product, which is in your case a comic book, it's all different and there's no right or wrong. So for you, is getting it done on time more important than like, dude, this gotta look freaking good, otherwise I don't care, I don't want it. So for you, is story more important than art? Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry. The artist is not here, so you can talk whatever you want.
Those are two different questions. Is story more important than art?
In your way, when you want to produce and churn stuff out for you.
It depends on the story. I've done stories that are the plot is very simple and it's straightforward. It has no surprises, but the art gets wild and it's more of an immersive visual experience. And then I have stories that are completely dense and they're very cerebral and thought-provoking. And in which case I am more focused on making sure that's in line. And the art is just basically serving that plot. So it really depends on what type of story you're trying to tell.
Well, you've been pretty prolific and doing quite a bit of campaigns, I believe. How many have you done so far?
Maybe I'm getting close to 30.
Ooh.
No. Okay.
It started like 10 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Something like that. 2016, I think.
Okay, so 10 years ago, you're close to 30. You're averaging about 3 campaigns a year.
Yeah, I'm at the point. I think I did 6 last year and 6 the year before. I wanted to do 6 this year, and I kind of did do 6 because I do a lot of books myself, but I've also partnered now with an artist, and we're putting out a lot of books together. So when you combine both of them, I probably did 6 this year.
Wow, 6! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot, but the more you do, the easier it gets, and it gets to the point where it's just on autopilot, and it's a little bit of a machine.
So are you strictly on Kickstarter, or have you tried the other platforms?
I did. I ran a Kickstarter for this series. Where is it? This series, Polar Paradox. It's
Okay.
like a National Geographic inspired adventure series. And I did a campaign on Kickstarter. I forget what I got, maybe 5,000, 6,000. It was a good campaign. I was happy with it. And then I just, let me just throw it up in Indiegogo just to kind of see what happens. And I got one backer. So I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm good. I'll stick with Kickstarter. I didn't promote it because I already did the thing. So it was kind of like, if it just organically gets backers, I'll be happy with it. But no, you got to push these things. You have to promote them. You can't let them sit. They don't make money on their own.
So wait, do you still read National Geography?
National Geographic.
National Geographic. I've been reading every issue of National Geographic cover to cover for about 15 years. And it is a wealth of information, a wealth of inspiration. It covers so many different topics, science and art and culture. And it's just the amount of stuff that I've pulled from it from stories is incredible. So, yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So, is there a genre that you like to stick with, or that you do stick with,
Or you end up
for your stories, or
end up you just kind of leaning that way, unbeknownst to you?
No, I'm into everything. I've written romantic comedies and hard horror and murder mystery detective stories and adventure stories. You know what? I've been bouncing around so much that I kind of wanted to stick with one thing. So this year I was going to focus on my series Grimspace, which is what I'm bagging and boarding right now. It kind of smashes together fairy and folk tales and sci-fi Star Wars universe and public domain characters. So this is like a Sherlock Holmes character doing Cinderella.
okay.
And then this is what I was offering today, which is the Golden Bird is kind of a lesser known Grimm fairy tale, but I did a graphic novel for that. So this is called the Golden Flying Thingy.
What is the story about the Golden Bird? The fairy tale.
So this was the very first Grimspace tale, and it's about this crew, the Beanstalk, and this is Jack, and this was the one shot that started it off, and it was Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
And he steals an alien egg. And I wanted to continue the story. So this is the sequel. This is the continuation. This thing hatches out of the egg. And what happens is they crash land on a planet because of it. And the bird eats a whole bunch of apples from this kingdom. This king is pissed because the bird ate all the apples, and he blames them. And he says, go after the bird and bring it back because this golden bird is going to replace all my golden apples. And that's pretty much how the fairy tale goes, but it's in space with aliens and laser swords. And so it's a lot of fun. It's 60 pages, and this is what I'm offering for people.
Wait, so is that how your brain works? Like you just read this one story, and suddenly it just like connected this random thing to a sci-fi?
No, I'm searching for stories with this one. So with Grimspace, I'm going out and I'm looking for various things. I want to do well-known stories, obviously. So this is Three Little Pigs, Cinderella. The Golden Bird isn't a story that a lot of people know, but I had to choose it because it was the natural continuation of the Jack and the Beanstalk story.
Oh,
so it was the only fairy tale I found that fit like a follow-up of what would happen next. So yeah, that's why I did the Golden Bird. And also, besides the book, I'm given this spot foil art print that comes with it.
oh.
And I've also done. So I remember last year was it last year or this year? I can't remember. Everything blends together. When did Steamboat Willie become in the public domain? Was that this year?
Yeah.
I thought that was a while ago already.
Last year, actually.
It was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So last year, I wanted to get ahead of it. So I did a Grimspace version of Steamboat Willie. I did Spaceship Willie, and I did that's my little spaceship Mickey. And I got a pin. It's a mini pin. I found.
Nice.
And so with the book, I'm going to give away some pins, some stickers. This is, let's see where the other one is that I just.
All right, so this is a special deal that Frank has put together tonight. So pay attention. It's a really good deal. If you want this, you can go ahead and claim it in the comments. But he's going to show us right now what he's offering you.
So this is not in the bundle. This is just, I'm showing you. This is the Pinocchio character. He's P1 Nocchio is my version.
Right.
And so I made a set of pins. Here's him as a pin. That's part of the bundle. So
Okay.
it's you get 4 pins, some stickers. You get the 60-page golden flying thingy and the spot foil art print, and that's
Right.
for $20 with $5 shipping. So 25
With
in
the
US.
with the 4 pins and the stickers.
Yes, 4 pins, stickers, the art print, and the graphic novel, the book.
Wow. Okay, that's a deal. If you want to claim that, do so in the comments, and that will be yours for $25. That's shipping domestically in the U.S. Okay. So I just, if you haven't noticed, I did raise up my sleeves here just to show those arms. Things you do to increase the numbers for the show. Okay. So hopefully,
A lot of sacrifice and hard work.
Yeah, I know. They're so used to seeing me with these short non-sleeve shirts. I think I'm losing numbers. All right. So, but hey, I'll do it just for the show. And if you've been reading the comments, I didn't have a giveaway tonight, but I was spurred on to do one. So tonight, if you want to get in on the free giveaway, type in #Ziploc. Okay. And you will get that Ziploc.
No.
There are going to be things in it. I just don't know I'm going to put in there yet. Okay?
That sounds like a threat. That doesn't.
Don't do it.
It'll be
What the Stevie?
Ziploc. Okay, #Ziploc. That'll win you a free giveaway tonight. I don't know what's going to be in there. Okay. You know what? I will put in an original piece of art in there. Okay. It will fit. It will fit in here. Okay.
Oh my God, Eddie.
Okay. Okay, we got 2 so far. Okay, keep it coming. #Ziploc, and we'll do that later tonight before we close out the show. But there will be I'm gonna try and fill it up with a bunch of things. Okay, and
just to get Canadian, not only you're gonna get this worn Ziploc. By the way, it's not gonna be a brand new Ziploc, guys.
yeah,
Worn Ziploc.
this is the one you're gonna get.
You have to pay for shipping.
Yeah, you still got to pay for shipping. Okay.
If you're in US, we'll do it for free.
I'll try to fold it in half. I don't know how many times I'll be able to fold it. All depends on what I put in here. Okay, to try and bring that shipping down if I got to ship it internationally. Okay, but hey, you guys asked for it. I'm willing to do it. Increase my numbers and whatever. I rolled up my sleeves for you guys. I'm giving out a surprise giveaway. #Ziploc. Put that in there, and we'll try to make it worth your while. Okay. Now, if you do get this and you do win this, you do need to come back on the show and show everybody what you got, or at least tell us what you got. I'll see if I can put the pictures up for it. I don't know. This could be something I might take off. Every so often we're gonna have a surprise Ziploc giveaway. And if that happens, you can thank Stevie B for that idea. Okay.
Now, Mom, please sign the bag. Oh my God, repeat Ziploc.
I might even put like a lemon bar cookie in there.
Don't do it.
I don't know. Okay.
In a used Ziploc, you're gonna put food in there.
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll probably wrap it with saran wrap or something, so that way it stays. That way it doesn't get contaminated by everything else, and then they can tell us how it is. All right, so Super thing, one for me, 217.
No, this is a private chat, I think.
Yo, this is comments. Okay.
Oh, is it
So,
comments?
Mike, okay, are you saying that you're claiming the package deal from Frank? Just confirm that for me. And then Jeff is asking, Frank, I was just trying to decide on my pledge. Real dig.
Gerald cover. That's the current Kickstarter I have, which I haven't spoken about at all since.
Which we are getting to. Actually, we're
worries.
working our way to that when we open up by asking about your writing and stuff. But so now you've got this Kickstarter. You're about 2/3 of the way through it. I believe you got like 11 days left.
Something like that. It ends not next Monday, but the following Monday.
Okay, there you go. And you haven't reached 100% yet, but you're kind of close. I believe you had 80% when I last looked. 8,000 out of the 10,000 of what you're trying to reach for. You do have the badge of honor
Thank you,
from.
Mike. Cool. I hope you like it.
You do have the badge of honor from Kickstarter, and God, the words right now is like slipping out my mind.
Is it called where you get shown?
Project We Love.
Project We Love.
There you go. The Project We Love badge. So that's good. Art looks good. That front piece looks really good. So tell us what this is about. First of all, I love the title.
Yeah, did you come up with the title?
Yeah, Gerald and I worked on it together. The way we came up with the title is I basically threw 100 different variations of the title at him, and we just narrowed it down. And that's the one. And I said, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's typical brainstorming. Mog and I will do that. We'll fight over. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. And then there's that one that you both like, and you know that's the one.
I didn't pitch him anything that I didn't like. So anything that he chose, he didn't really throw out a whole lot of ideas. I was just kind of vibing off of I like this, I don't like this, and I kind of narrowed it down. Okay. And that's kind of how our writing process works too. I just kind of throw out ideas, and he it either works or it doesn't work, and eventually he says it works enough that we have a finished product.
There you go. Okay, and Frank Mike Wesolowski, good supporter of the studio.
Yeah.
He is taking that package deal from you, so that is his. I will put you in contact with him after the show, and you guys can complete that transaction between the two of you. Okay.
Great.
Thank you very much for that, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
And so, all right, now tell us what this is about.
Yeah.
Whew.
In detail.
Yeah, so besides my stuff that I've been doing by myself, I partnered with Gerald, and we did a book earlier this year called 1,000 Cuts. That was more of a thriller, kind of just sword fighting and blood and guts and gore. This is a bit different. It's a 100-page graphic novel. It's a sci-fi epic that takes place in the future. It's about there's a research station on the dark side of the moon. And it's a whole community of scientists, and a boy is born there with a strange anomaly that when sunlight hits him, this dark cloud emanates from his body. And it's bad news. The scientists have no idea what it is or what to do or how to stop it. So they kind of push the boy aside and hide him from everybody because they're afraid of him. And it's about how he grows up and tries to make connections with people, how he tries to fight through this terrible thing that's not his fault because he wants to be a good person. He wants to be a kid, and it just shows his life. And eventually the station is abandoned and he's left there. So it's like what happens afterwards and how he deals with this strange power inside of him. And it's a real emotional journey. It touches upon, it's not just hard sci-fi. It touches upon fantasy and horror, and it's got a lot of drama in it. And it's a story that we love, and we are really behind it because you don't see a whole lot of original graphic novels on Kickstarter. It's hard to put out it's hard to kickstart 100-page original story. Everybody's serializing everything. It's either 20 pages.
There's a few. A lot of it is like collected works.
Yeah. You usually see it after the fact. They'll do like a 3-issue series and then they'll smash them together. But no, when I wrote this from beginning to end, it's one story. It was not meant to be broken up or serialized. So I really enjoyed writing it. The script is 100% complete, and we're kickstarting it to get the to get the funds so that we could actually make the art.
Okay, and what is this going to cost a backer?
So we are doing a digital edition. It's not like your standard PDF. So we're not just going to mail somebody 100 pages PDF. We are reformatting it for a vertical scroll kind of experience.
Wow.
So so as Gerald draws the book, we're going to release a new episode monthly. And so there are going to be 10 episodes that it's going to show the whole book. So as he's making the book, if you want to read it that way, you can. And then we have a manga edition, like a digest edition, kind of sized, a regular wraparound cover. And then we have a hardcover edition. I'm not exactly sure 100% of the prices, though.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm on a Kickstarter right now. So your digital deluxe is $15.
Can Jay show through the thing? Does Jay have the link?
Let me see. Yeah, Jay, can you bring that up, the Kickstarter up? Is that possible? And then we can look through it. But your price is actually very reasonable.
That was a big talking point. You know, we don't people to experience. We were so behind this story. We love this story. We're putting our heart into it. And so we wanted to make it affordable. And it's hard printing a book, especially 100 pages these days.
Right. Okay. So take a look at this, guys. $15 for the 100-page, and you get to scroll it down to reformatting it for that. $15. That's really, really cheap.
And that comes with every tier. Every backer will have access to that web comic kind of series that we're putting out.
That's fantastic. So I can keep my graphic novel sealed and just read through that as I travel. And then you've got the manga size edition that you were talking about, and that's $20. That's really cheap for a manga book, considering what they charge out there for a regular manga. So again, that's another steal of a deal.
Wow.
And the hardcover, well, you got a soft cover edition that's at 25, and then your cover is at 35. Still really reasonable. The story sounds interesting. Like I said, I like the title that you guys came up with. I'm also fascinated with science and all that. When you mentioned National Geographic, that's a magazine that I love, and I fell in love with that magazine when I believe it was my sophomore year.
It's funny how it works out sometimes, because last month the National Geographic cover story was about building moon stations. So it was very weird that we were about to launch this project, and I'm reading about people actually realistically how they would build like colonies on the moon, how they would gather moon dust to build foundations for buildings, and how they would build solar towers for energy. And I'm taking pictures of all the art that they have in there, and I'm sending it to Gerald, and I'm like, this is good reference, you know. So I try to put as much science in the sci-fi as I can. We have a timeline on the page, on the Kickstarter page somewhere. We made it like a real in-universe timeline, and we included the actual Artemis missions that are coming up and that the NASA is doing right now to go back to the moon. And then we piggyback it off of that to make our fictional history. So I try to put as much real science in the book as possible, because at some point it gets a little fantastical. It gets a little wild with its sci-fi. So I try to ground it as much as I can before veering off in that direction.
So NASA said that they are going to go back to the moon?
Yeah, they've started a whole new sequence of missions. They've done a couple Artemis missions to reconnaissance around the moon. And yeah, they definitely have plans to send humans back to the moon, I think, in the next year or two. All
right. So, that's interesting. I haven't read anything about that yet, but because when I said I like your title, it's because the moon is something that's, if you follow like Ancient Aliens, right? That's a topic that they touch on a lot about the moon. Like they've done their own thing about like how the dark side, we don't see too much about it. There's like how it sounds like a bell, possible buildings on the dark side, biological entities that are possibly living there, and so forth. Right? A bunch of conspiracies, a bunch of it that can't be explained, especially the bell thing's just really weird to me. But how much have you looked at any of that type of information, or are you just sticking to the scientific side of it?
I didn't go into too much of the pseudoscience or like conspiracy theories or the all these possibilities of what the moon could possibly be for this. I mean, it's all rich, fertile ground, and I think space in general is just a great subject for that kind of stuff, because when there's so much unknown, especially the moon is up there, right? Anybody can see it. We see it all the time. Humans have been seeing it for thousands of years, and yet like we still know so little about it. So our minds, we're creative species. Our minds fill in the blanks with wild things, and we want to believe it's true because it's kind of cool. So I would love to explore stories like that.
We keep hearing there's more stuff more news that comes out from not just the moon, but from space. Like we just had this thing with the what was it, the A1 Atlas, I think.
Yeah.
With that thought of how people are thinking that it could be some kind of like not a real meteor, but
alien
like spacecraft or something. Yeah, that it could be like a ship. But now it looks similar to some of the other things that we've observed in space of
Who knows?
All that, yeah, we don't know.
They're taking a peek and they're just gonna keep on driving.
Yeah, there needs to be something that will come. Yeah, so I don't, yeah, but it is interesting. So, like I said, your topic sounds interesting. The story sounds interesting.
So
when
yeah,
is
that's the
this
free format.
You've got this Nero guy, right? And he's got a relationship with Celine there, right? And he's got to do something, right? So, what can you give any more information on that? On what
So
gonna go back to Earth.
So he can't really go back to Earth because he can't be exposed to sunlight. I mean, the dark side of the moon is not really.
He has to stay on the dark side. Okay.
Yeah. So the dark side of the moon isn't really dark. It's just we can't see it. That's why we call it the dark side. But it has sunlight half the time, and so he's kind of hidden away in this facility, and he becomes this like mysterious pariah because they keep him sheltered away. He doesn't want to see the sun, but at the same time there's a station director, the guy who's in charge, and his daughter is Celine. She was born at the same time, they're the same age, and he feels for the boy. You know, he's kind of balancing these two things because he doesn't understand what's wrong with Nero, and he could wreck the entire station if sun hits him and this monster inside of him just gets loose. So he has to protect everybody, but at the same time, he's just a boy, you know. He wants him to experience life. He wants him to not be locked away forever. And it's this balancing act of trying to give him some sort of meaningful childhood. And Celine just bypasses all of that. She wants to be his friend. She finds him fascinating. She thinks he's funny. She enjoys being with him. And it's about their relationship and how she brings kind of his humanity out of him while he's locked away like this horrible thing.
Okay.
So I'm guessing by your story, you can have children and married couples go up there in the States?
Yeah, so it takes place about 100 years in the future. And the basis for the kind of the background is that the sun is weakening, like the movie Starshine. The sun is dying and humanity is panicking. And so 100 years in the future, the dark side of the moon, this research station, which is called Helios 1, that's their mission, right? Their mission is to study the sun, figure out what's wrong with it, fix the problem if possible, or make humans evolve or come to a point where they could live without it, or at least live in a world where the sun is a lot weaker. And that's their job. So that's why they're there. And it's an entire community of scientists. It's a huge station and they have families. And yeah, so it starts off with him being born, but he's not the only baby there. There's other babies. So that's when we learn in those first few pages what he's all about and this problem that he has. Just as a baby, as a newborn, they figure out that he has this affliction.
Okay.
I mean, if I was the parent and I had this child, I don't care if he ends up being weird. I'll do everything in my power to protect my baby. So
yeah, that's the problem, is that his father died already and his mother dies in childbirth, so he has no parents.
Poor thing.
Yeah, it's a sad life, it's a sad story, but I fill it with a lot of hope, a lot of joy, a lot of sadness. It's an emotional roller coaster, and it's so Gerald was, even though it's science fiction, Gerald was heavily influenced by Sandman while illustrating this. I mean, you could see on those first few opening pages on the Kickstarter page, it looks really fantastical. It looks like this wild dream-like journey that we're going on. So it's definitely a visual experience, even though it's an emotional one as well.
Okay.
Is that what you intended visually, kind of, when you were writing it? Because you said you just started writing like 100-page for it, right?
Well, that's the thing, is that Gerald and I really develop all these projects from scratch. You know, I don't envision anything without him. And he doesn't really have a story. He just has these images in his head, and he's explaining these images to me, and I'm just kind of pushing the narrative along and drawing the story out of it. So it's a real collaborative effort. I'm not like, I have this image, go make it happen. He already has the image, and then I take it from there and try to make the characters and a world around it.
So are you saying that
is so cool?
Are you saying that he draws all this out and then you go in and
No, I start with a script, but he's describing what he's seeing to me. So
Oh.
yeah. So he'll say, I see a dark monster. It's in the space. It's approaching Earth, and it has a connection to this boy. And he's like, I'm done. I don't know what else to do. And I'm like, okay, let me write the story. And then I write the script, and then based on what he's envisioning, what he's describing, and then he riffs off my script to then do the pages.
I've never heard of a relationship like that, like a writing team. That is so cool.
Well, that tells me that you guys are kind of close.
Yeah, Gerald considers himself a writer too, but it's not the same type of writing. He's writing a story, but it's a very visual story in his head. That's how he sees it. While I'm more narrative in my storytelling. And it's a good compliment, because a lot of times I'll write a scene and it's a very good plot point for the characters, but it will be boring visually. So Gerald will be like, how about we set it somewhere else where it could be, where the page can be more exciting? And I don't think that way, because I originally came into comics from prose, where it was my job to make the visuals, with the words, whereas now it's the artist's job to do it. So it's very cool having us bounce off each other and riff off each other to try to make the best experience possible.
Okay, I want to get back to you, Frank, but there's something else I got to do that I missed. Chris from Bridgeport is asking if you're a huge fan of science in general, and we're going to get to that, okay? But there's something I got to do, because I should have done this earlier, right? And we're going to go around the room and take a look at everybody's art. But what we didn't do is, we didn't talk about what Mog is drawing and what she's asking. So we got to show this as I'm looking over. All right, let's go to Jyn. Take a look there. She's got You're looking for a poison ivy 11 by 17. That's coming out very, very nice. Okay.
That's gorgeous.
I want to go there. I want to live there.
It kind of has a little bit of a tropical feel there with the green, the yellow, and the reds there. That's looking really nice. All right. And so if you want to bid on that, that is $400. It's an 11 by 17, so well worth the money to put it off with. All right, next we have Loc, who has a...
his name?
Yeah.
Kind of just keeps on reminding of Loch Ness Monster for some reason.
Loch Ness Monster. Locksmith.
Yeah, LOC.
Oh, really? That's not what I think of.
Oh, okay.
No. Anyway, let's take a look at Loc.
You guys have cool Star Wars sounding names. I'm just the guy from the transporter.
And this is Venom on a sketch card.
Yeah.
And is that going into your...
it will go... What I need to do next is I'm going to spray it with a varnish.
Yeah.
And I put a varnish on top, so that way the ink doesn't fade and everything, so it soaks into the paper. And I put a hairdryer and I trim it down to size. Then I put it in a case, and there we go.
And you're going to get that nice custom case with the gold emboss. Starting bid on this is just $50.
Yeah. Is that a satin finish? Because I think I have the same.
Yeah. So I dilute it with a airbrush medium.
Oh, really? Why?
Because sometimes it clumps up.
Yeah, so we make it spread easier.
So it's a little so it spreads a little easier, right?
Oh, you don't just brush it over?
Well, if I just to pour this and I use a brush, I don't like the brush stroke, so I pour it into an airbrush, and I would spray that, and it gives it a really nice sheen to it when it's done.
And that thing also helps to level it off as well, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it spreads easier and levels it off. So.
I think I tried to buy the airspray medium. Isn't it kind of gloopy?
Which one? The varnish?
No, the airspray medium.
Oh, the airbrush medium? No, it's actually it breaks the Liquitex down a little bit, but it doesn't. It's not like you're adding water to it, right? Yeah. If you add water to the medium, it just becomes splattery because it doesn't mix, right? It's like mixing oil with water. That's all you're doing.
Interesting, because I bought another product, not by Liquitex, but some other product. I think it's Balovo. and it actually clogged up my airbrush, so I had to rebuy.
Yeah, because I think you have to make sure it's the same brand if you buy somebody else, because sometimes they put alcohol in it or something like that, and it breaks the medium down, and that's what caused the clumping.
Okay.
Yeah, so usually before you do that, Mog, you want to test it out.
Yeah.
Before you stick it in there. Okay, so now we will take a look at what Mog is drawing.
I just started. It's
This
nothing
is
like these
9
guys.
by 12.
It's nothing like these guys. I just started, okay?
And she was supposed to be working on Miss Marvel, but she,
No, you told me.
What's it?
Okay.
You're gonna work on Miss Marvel, but she decided to work on Malice instead. Oh, there you go. That's a little bit better.
I think you're gonna put it too close.
Okay, so she's working on Malice there, and starting bid on that is 200. Okay, so we got everything there taken care of. We're looking to get any opening bids. If you want to do so, go ahead and do so in the comments. If you are the winner tonight, we will be filling out a form which we will provide later on. Okay, so Frank, Chris from Bridgeport is asking, are you huge into science?
What does he mean by huge, and what does he mean by science? I love science. I think science is very cool. I like presented science. You know, I don't want to get into the weeds. So I wanted to be kind of like a psychologist, and I took a psychology course. And I'm like, science is too rigid. You know, you got to like really take your data, and you got to do measurements in labs. And I would just rather watch Bill Nye and just be like, wow, be wowed. So I love the concept of science. I find science immensely fascinating. I would rather read National Geographic than like a science journal, though. So I'm huge conceptually into science, I would say.
All right. And then Jyn, here's a question from you from Steve Vendetta. Have you ever read ElfQuest? Jyn? Okay, maybe Jyn's not.
Sorry about that. It was on mute for a second.
Okay. So the question is from Steve Vendetta. Have you ever read ElfQuest?
Read ElfQuest?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay. That's it's kind of like an iconic series now that started in the 80s by Richard and Whitney Penny. They were kind of like the start of the independent market when they kind of was starting to get developed along with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in that era. It's a good read. I actually read it. You can get the trade paperbacks for that. Kind of like a fun read if you like Lord of the Rings and things like that.
Actually, I was in Russia. I was a student in Russia, and I read that. I think that was probably my first American comic because they accepted ElfQuest as part of the library book, and that's how I got into ElfQuest. Yeah. So
I think I was like 20. I was already like, let me think. No, I think I was like 17 or 18 when I got into it. It was different from the superhero books, and I think I was just looking for something different at that time. But definitely a good series to look into.
So anyway, I do have a question for Frank again.
Okay.
So why this guy Gerald? Why did you choose him?
We kind of chose each other. I don't know. We were in the same comic creators kind of community, and everybody's very open, and we like to collaborate, and we talk about doing stuff. And it originally started because my buddy CJ put together a Batgirl fan fiction, kind of a fan comic. And he wanted a backup story. You know how a lot of times Marvel and DC put out stories, and they have like a 4-page backup story. And so I wrote a Swamp Thing story. And I was just looking for artists who might be interested. And Gerald did a lot of horror, and he drew a lot of Swamp Thing. So I'd asked if he'd do it. And he said yes. And then so that was kind of the first thing that we did together. And then he also had this idea for 1,000 Cuts, which is what we kickstarted earlier this year. And it was basically, it's a kill or be killed story about a sentient samurai sword. You know, we've seen stuff like this. The sword talks and demands that you just chop people up. It was basically a reason for Gerald to draw people getting dismembered. That's why he wanted to do the book. But he wanted a writer to help with his story. He just didn't want it to be that. So he kind of opened it up, see what different ideas writers had. And I kind of threw some stuff at him, and it just never stopped. We just kept talking about the story, and eventually we had a finished comic made. And then from there, our collaboration worked so well. He brought me onto his series that he was already doing called Immortal Coil, which combined Norse mythology with like Lovecraftian eldritch horror. That's kind of what the book is like. And so I'm helping him finish that. That's a series that's going to be 5 issues. And then he had like these seeds of ideas that weren't really fully fleshed, and that was one of these is Love and Death on the Dark Side of the Moon. He said, "Can I pitch you some other stuff?" And he said, "Sure." I said, "Sure." And he was just like, there's this boy, he's on the moon. I don't know why he's on the moon. There's this monster that comes out of him. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. And he's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, I think I can turn that into a 100-page graphic novel, apparently. So, and yeah, we just kept talking about it, and we were vibing on the same level, and it's a lot of fun working.
So that was your first time ever, like, this is the first time ever collaboration with Gerald.
This book, Love and Death, is the first thing that we started germinated from a seed together.
Yeah.
Right. This Immortal Coil was all his, and I came onto that. 1,000 Cuts was that was more it was his driven. I mean, it was definitely I had more influence in that one than the other one, but it was still it was something that he wanted to do. And then but this graphic novel is something that we started from the ground floor together. And so the story of Nero is really you meet him as he's a baby, and then he grows into a man. And you watch progressively, and he's like, I feel like he's one of my own kids that I got to watch grow up writing this massive story about him. And and I feel for, even though it was originally came from him, it maybe like 1% him. I feel like we've kind of nurtured this guy and really created something special.
So what's the significance to the name Nero? Why'd you pick that name?
That was it. He picked that. I think he said I came up with this idea 12 years ago, but he eventually found in computer notes. He must have typed. He's like, he's a clone, and he's trying to be part of the army. So this is just random stuff that he came up a long time ago that he never really fleshed out. What was the significance of the name? I never asked him. I just liked it, and that was kind of it. We left it alone.
It sounds like this guy is really like a visual guy, right? So I noticed with people who think very visually, you're very eloquent in your speech, by the way, Frank.
Well,
There's a beginning, middle, and an end, right? So with this guy, Gerald, was his speech kind of like hard to understand sometimes when you talk to him? And was there some frustration sometimes? Like, come on, like what's going on?
There are frustrations, but they're not because of his speech. Gerald lives in Italy right now. He splits his time between New York and Italy, and I'm in New York, and we're kind of an hour away from each other when he's here. So we meet together to have lunch. We talk projects. We do fulfillment. We film the Kickstarter video together. And so him being from New York, we kind of talk in the same wavelength a little bit. I think he might be a little more soft-spoken than me, but we balance each other out. So yeah, I think being from New York, we operate a little. We're very similar. But I would love for him to be here. But when he's in Italy, he's 6 hours ahead of me. So I think it's like 5 a.m.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
That's why. I see.
Yeah,
Which part of Italy is he in? Do you know?
I think Florence.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I get jealous because I'm like, "What are you doing today?" He goes, "Oh, I'm just drawing on my patio," and he'll send a picture of this like beautiful Italian vista. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I know."
See, that's what I hate when my friends are in Italy do. That's all I see are these nice vistas that they're standing out to, especially if they're out in the Tuscany area. And I go, "Oh man, it is so beautiful out there."
And I get more jealous when he talks about the food.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's just,
That's what it is. It's the food, right?
It's hard going out to lunch with him because he's like, "Oh, this American trash." Oh my God. He's like, "I can't order pizza here. It's garbage."
Yeah, we'll have a group of friends, and they're out in Tuscany, and they're staying at the same Airbnb, and because "Oh yeah, we're just gonna order some food right now." I'm seeing the pictures of the food and the vista, and they're all there in a nice little small group, and going, God dang it, man! One of these days, you know, get some real Italian food.
Yeah, my wife went to Italy earlier this year, and everybody's going to Italy, and then I'm hearing about all this amazing pasta. I'm just stuck here with my SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, well, it's like us. We tell everybody, yeah, we're getting ready to go to New York and Baltimore. We've got a con to do there.
I know. I'm kidding. New York's got some great food. I love New York food.
Yeah, I love the food in New York as well. There's a lot of good food out there. Some good places out in Baltimore as well. But anyway, so Jyn, wait, what's your Jyn? Oh no, Loc, they're asking if you're going to be working on another card as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
I figured so.
And there you go. You're getting ready to start on another one.
What the heck?
So, and you're showing
Just
the Venom
busting them out.
there.
Yeah.
See, and after the varnish is on there, look how much
That's
better
the
it
varnish.
is. The varnish on there.
Oh my God, it dried already.
Well, I use a hairdryer, right?
Okay.
That came out great.
Yeah,
I
the colors.
put my
are,
mic on mute and I use the hairdryer. The hairdryer, what it does is it really like bake the varnish into the ink and absorbs it in the ink, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I like about it because the varnish brings out the black really, really well.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And all the little nuance in the colors are there.
Mhm.
Right.
Tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the second one you're going to be working on?
Maybe I'll do Carnage. Have him face this way.
Okay.
I love Carnage. He's my man.
Carnage versus Venom. There we go. Okay. So you guys want to place a bid on any of that? You know where to go in the comments. $50 will get it started on those sketch cards.
So you basically communicate. Back to Frank. You communicate just online. Then you have to.
We talk for right now. Yeah, we talk a lot on the phone, which helps. Yeah, but I mean, when you're working on as many projects as we are, we have a lot of stuff going on. We have 1,000 cuts. We're doing Love and Death. We have a Kickstarter in March for a new series that's like a horror thriller series called All the Dead Things, and then Immortal Coil is so. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And when you're juggling that, you got to be in contact because we're essentially partners, right? We're running these Kickstarters together. We're doing these projects together. We're signing with publishers together. And eventually we start talking about other stuff. You know, you can't help it. Just today, because of the time difference when I was talking on the phone, his boy was coming home, his son. And so I got to talk to his son for a little bit, and you become friends, you know, and you chat about more stuff than just comics. So it's a nice relationship.
Nice.
Yeah, you do. You end up becoming friends. I was just commenting yesterday. There was this female wrestler that I really start to admire and follow a bit, a Turkish female wrestler, and she got married, and I want to know what kind of man she would marry because she looks like she'll beat anybody up. So she ended up marrying a coach, a wrestling coach, that went to the same gym. I think close proximity always ends up just creating a friendship or love, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean he's far away, but we talk a lot. And then when he was in New York, we see each other. So it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to form that bond just typing over Facebook Messenger or doing StreamYard. But when you sit down with someone and you share a meal, or you spend all morning huddling over packages, just taping them over and over again. You know, when you're in the trenches of fulfillment with somebody, you can form a little bit of a connection.
Okay, then who comes up with the marketing stuff? Like for example, Loc here, he comes up with this amazing packaging and all these marketing ideas.
I don't know. I hate marketing, man. I hate thinking about it. I hate doing it. But you know what? I like thinking creatively. I like the challenge of storytelling, doing things that have never been done before. So I like kind of trying to approach marketing the same way, you know, doing things that are creative or out of the box. Like for instance, and a lot of it doesn't work because we just don't have time or we can't figure out a way to apply it. Like for instance, I wanted to do something during the campaign that was synced to the cycles of the moon.
Oh, wow.
It was just an idea. Like for instance, we would do a cover and I would reveal the cover as the moon until the moon was full. And then you'll see the whole cover.
Yeah, through the different phases.
Yeah, but we, for whatever reason, we didn't have the time or the energy to actually implement kind of a concept like that. But I'm always trying to like do something outside the box, think of marketing creatively, you know, because I think that's what stands out. Not the same Facebook posts over and over again, or the same emails over and over again. Do something different that people aren't expecting.
That is the key to marketing, is how do you make yourself stand out, right? And sure, you're going to look at everybody else and seeing what they're doing, and in the beginning, that's going to be great that you can kind of like copy some of that. But as time goes on, you know, those same things that are being done, it's not going to hold.
I get jealous a lot of time because artists can just do art, so they can use art for promotion. You know, they could just draw a whole new thing to promote this new project. As a writer, you can't really do that. So trying to utilize my skills as a writer, what Gerald and I were talking about was doing short stories to expand the universe. So yeah, so one thing I did was I wrote a like a prelude short story, and I emailed it out to our mailing list. That kind of it sets the stage, you know. It's about when the space station was being built and the first arrivals on the space station. So it gives, you don't have to read it in order to understand what the comic is about. But if you're excited for the comic and you want to get a good, you know, a jump start on what the story is like, that was something that I thought could build excitement. We did a whole bunch of like in-universe documents, you know, like messages and emails of characters back and forth to each other. That's kind of a cool thing that we could add on. Like I said, we did a timeline, like an in-universe timeline to show leading up from now, leading up to the events when they take place. So I think all these little things add up to create like an immersive experience that sucks people in and makes them want to back the book.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, you make it sound like artists have it kind of easy. And I think if you're
I trust me.
It's going to be easy. But for guys like where Mog is at, it's not so easy, because we get on the campaigns and we offer to do like custom sketch covers.
We actually did the moon phase, remember? Yeah,
we actually did a moon phase for the Snowpaw series that she's a regular artist on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Rob's series, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that with the very first issue. I came up with the idea. What do we call it? Blood. We call it the blood moon.
So we did like the crescent, the half, 3/4. They call it the gibbous moon, right? And then the full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You always got to think of these little things.
We try to do that kind of stuff too, but even with the art, right? You know, like in the beginning, okay, this is nice. We got a bunch of blank sketch covers to do, but as time goes on, those numbers get lower and lower. You know, so you're not, you know. They can only buy your art so many times, you know.
I'm gonna tell you, the idea was cool, but the result wasn't as successful as we thought. So
not in the long run.
So anyway. Frank, you weren't missing much.
Well, I think that's the fun part of it, is the experimentation, right? Not everything is gonna hit, but you try new things. You just throw stuff at the wall, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But it's the experience, it's the journey.
I can tell you, because I've been doing marketing for a long time, since the 80s. Okay. Marketing constantly changes. It's never, if you do it this year, it's not going to work next year.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Right? So I'm constantly brainstorming on new ideas on what I can do for marketing. There's some things that you're stuck going to do. You got to promote through Facebook or whatever, you know, all that. But then there's other things you try to think of to make yourself stand out, whether it's on social media or at the shows or on a campaign. And it gets harder to do every single time, because everybody else is coming up with ideas too, and you're trying to come up with ideas that are kind of like unique to what somebody else is doing. That hopefully it'll work. No, but it's a constant challenge.
So one, I remember being at a con, and I was across the table from a guy that had this weird device. It basically made a hologram, right? And it moved back and forth, and it was a bunch of hologram characters. It had nothing to do with what he was selling. It was just a cool thing that was on his table that everyone went, "Oh, look, that's pretty cool." And then he directed them over to his stuff. So it was like he just was like basically fishing with this cool hologram device that he had that had nothing to do with what his products were. So yeah, I mean, it's about just about getting eyeballs, you know, it's getting attracted, seeing what attracts.
Right.
We did that too.
It works. Can't knock it if it works.
Remember, it was that kitty, hologram kitty thing. It was a kitty with like a light that was made of light stick.
Oh,
It was a
neon light.
neon cat.
Yeah, basically, it was what that was. Okay. The idea is it is the Walmart red light special.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had this neon cat that we had on our backdrop that just was lit up purple.
No, pinkish purple.
Pinkish purple, whatever. Okay. And all it was just to draw your eye to our board of stuff that we had to offer at the show. Okay. But the funny thing is this, okay. It did draw people.
Yeah, it did.
Okay? And here's the most common question they ask. How much is that neon cat?
Nobody gives a crap about the art. They just want the cat.
They wanted the cat.
So it's like, you know what? We had to just, what do you call it, put it away.
Yeah,
It was doing its job too well.
They don't care.
It was selling itself, which was great. Okay? But that's not what we wanted to sell.
Yeah, backfired.
Yeah,
So-
it didn't work. It didn't work.
I think right now, I was at a con once and I see people, they always gravitate towards what they know, you know, Spider-Man, Batman, that's why they're there. Those are the characters they're familiar with. So right now I'm doing a series where I have so many series of books. So I'm just taking a lot of these original characters that I created and I'm doing crossover pinups between them and like popular big two superheroes. So Batman's going to be one, Grim Space. I'm having, this guy, Pinocchio, he's going to be like flying with Iron Man. So I'm just, so I think if I like display all those up and show them around, people will see the characters that they're familiar with and be like, who are they hanging out with? And then that could be a segue into all my stuff. So that's a little thing that I'm trying to employ. I don't know if it would work, but yeah, you got to try stuff because otherwise, what's the point?
That's true.
Okay, Ilya's asking if I can get you're referring to the Ziploc bag to getting that CGC and created. The funny thing is that they'll do it because those guys will find a way how to do anything. I'm pretty sure it'll fit inside their capsule.
I had this guy who bought a sketch card from me, and they brought a CGC guy for just the original sketch card, a tiny art. It was amazing. I never saw it.
Yeah,
that was my first time ever. Somebody wanted.
Mog isn't aware, but it's for a while now. CGC will they'll go ahead and accept sketch cards, magazines, posters, original art. You just got to ask them. It's not something they do commonly, but they will do it. Okay. Hey, let's not forget tonight's special giveaway. # Ziploc. That'll get you into the running.
Don't do it.
Okay, no, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do this, guys. Okay, I don't know what's gonna be in there, but it'll be fun. I don't know what I'm gonna put in there yet. Okay.
It sounds like a tagline to a beat.
Come back and tell me that tell everybody that everybody's gonna know who the winner is at the end of the show. So when you do get it, then you can tell us how great it is.
Anyway, what were you gonna say? It sounds like a tagline of what?
To a B horror movie. I don't know what'll be in there, but it'll be fun.
It's a walk in the park, like you're going into that mirror thing,
Oh my God! Speaking of horror, I recently saw this experimental movie. It's only about an hour, and it's called Good Boy. So I was intrigued because the poster was like this long, and on the corner is a dog. And the shadow is all like these zombie like shadows like reaching towards him like claws. That's why I wanted.
It's only an hour.
Yeah, and everything is so good because it's refreshing because it's a horror story told in the perspective, the camera of the dog. No speech, like hardly.
Where is it? How do you watch
I forget where what's it from. What's it called?
Good boy.
Oh
it?
yeah,
I've
good
seen
boy.
the poster, so I'm familiar with it. I didn't know it was only an hour long though.
Yeah, but it is scarier than another horror movie I just watched.
Okay, that's her opinion.
No, and then if you have pets, you're gonna feel guilty. You're gonna feel really guilty.
That's not a good way to sell a movie.
Anybody who has pets should watch this movie.
I
don't feel guilty.
I have 3 dogs.
Yeah, it's exactly. If you have a dog or a cat, it doesn't matter, because it shows what happens if you leave them alone. Every time you're like, okay, and you shut the doors and stay, and then you shut the door and you go, right? You leave them alone. Yeah, you're gonna feel
I know
guilty.
what they do. They pee on the bed. That's what they do.
No.
That's what they do.
No.
They wipe
See,
their
then you'd be
butt
like,
on my pillow. That's I know exactly what they do.
Yeah. And then every time,
I don't need to see a movie to learn that.
Exactly. And then every time the owner comes back, the owner's like mad, like, oh my God, what you do? Why? You know, but the movie kind of like explains why, and you just feel bad. You're like, oh my God. But it was really scary. It was really scary.
I wasn't scared and I didn't feel bad.
It was really scary. It's a ghost story.
You're making me you're reminding me of Cat's Eye, the Stephen King movie. This that's a long time ago. I think that was from early 90s or the 80s.
Yeah, it was 80s.
I think 80s.
I watched that movie so many times as a kid. I don't know why.
Cat's Eye. That sounds interesting.
It's it's kind of a, what are those called? Anthologies.
Yep.
It's 3 short horror stories, and the cat is the thread that goes through each of them. And then the last one is about a cat that he tries to fight like a troll or a gremlin that tries to steal a girl's soul. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, the cat protects the girl.
Yeah, the troll like sneaks into the room while the girl's sleeping and tries to like suck her soul out or something, and then the cat fights it off.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I hope the cat lives. I have a bad feeling the cat's gonna die.
I don't remember. It's been years since I saw it. I don't think the cat dies.
Okay, so anyway, that was a horror, and I was so scared. For the past 2 nights, I begged Mel, please, can you hang out with me the whole night? And you know what this guy did? He refused. But he's like, hey, I'm going upstairs to use the restroom. Can you come with me? He's like, nope, you go by yourself. But then he showed me something just yesterday. And that just was the most horrible thing ever. Yeah. I think there's nothing more horrific than real life horror. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, I don't know why Mel's got into this. You know the cow hooves? Apparently there's people who have to clean the cow hooves.
They trimmed them.
Trim?
Yeah. They're like I forget what they're called. There's a name. Yeah, they clean them and then they change out the horseshoes.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. But they do it to livestock, like especially cows.
Mm-hmm.
Cows, goats.
Yeah. And I saw this 2 cows video, one in Brazil, both in Brazil. Oh my God. The second one, all these weird parasites, like this big, thicker than my thumb, long, just like coming out. They're pulling it out. Oh my God, no.
But that's why they have to do it, because the parasites are there.
Yeah, but after I watched that, I had no fear anymore.
Nothing's worse.
Horrible.
Nothing's worse than cow hoof parasites.
I mean, seriously.
Well, for me, I'm watching it because I don't know. I just get memorized.
Mesmerized?
Yeah, mesmerized by it. So I'm just watching it from real to real. I did want to say, Mog. So far in the show, they've pointed out as Charlie Brown and Lucy because of the shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh, and
but you're not quite
is
there
it because
yet.
I'm the hairstyle?
Maybe.
I think Lucy
Okay.
has the
Right.
hair.
But they've also called us Chucky and Tiffany.
Who's Chucky and Tiffany?
You don't know?
No.
The
Horror?
Chucky horror movie.
Chucky, movie Chucky.
Yeah, but
the
who's
doll?
Tiffany?
It's the female version.
Huh?
Bride of Chucky.
The bride of Chucky.
Oh my God! I have to see what she looks like.
Oh, she's Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, I like Jennifer Tilly.
She's great.
She's
awesome.
funny.
She's very funny. I love her in Liar Liar. She's phenomenal in Liar Liar.
I liked her from way back. I think it was on Northern Exposure, I believe.
I hear she's a good poker player too.
Oh boy, she is.
Wow.
She is a good poker player.
Is she the blonde?
Yeah. She's blonde in the movie.
Yeah, that's her right there.
Wow. She is freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did that really well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's who. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tiffany.
Oh, I almost look like it. I just have to do the.
She's great in those movies.
Yeah, just like this.
Steve is saying, "Mom, don't ever be Lucy, please, for Mel's sake at least." Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Lucy?
But you know what though?
Oh, Lucy from.
She would play a good Lucy to my Chucky.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she can definitely play Lucy. Yeah. But you're right. It's a good thing that she does it. Because then I would probably lose my temper and maybe beat her up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Jennifer's in her 60s, but the recent pictures I've seen of her, she still looks not bad.
I don't think she's in her 60s.
Yeah, I don't think she's in her 60s, but she still looks good.
Jennifer.
Anyway.
Oh, you're right. She's 67.
What?
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 Dang, she's older than me.
I gotta look what she looks like now. 67?
Yeah, but hey, do you know who her sister is?
I do not know who her sister is.
You don't know who her sister is?
No.
Another kind of famous actress. Shall I give a hint? Shall I give a hint? Alien.
Huh? Alien?
Yeah. Her sister was in, I believe her sister was in one of the Alien movies. Let's see if somebody comes up with that name. Not Meg Tilly. All right. So once again, don't in about probably maybe 20 minutes or so, we'll be doing the 3 giveaways. So don't forget. Signed Ziploc.
Oh my God.
What you see before you now is an empty Ziploc.
That Ziploc looks like it has some miles.
Yes, it's really huge.
It does not look like it came out of the box.
Trust me,
it's not.
It definitely has.
That's why I told you guys don't do it. Don't type it.
Okay, there is, but however, there is nothing dangerous in here that you need to worry about. No bad smells, slimes, or anything like that. Right? If truth be told, if you want to know what I was carrying in here, right? This is what I was carrying in here.
Oh.
So when I travel,
yeah,
I would, I don't want to take the chance that they break out and then all my clothes get all filled with ink and all that. So I put them in a Ziploc. So it's time for me to renew the Ziploc, and that's lucky for you because now you get a chance to win this Ziploc, and it will have one. I guarantee it will have one original piece of artwork from Mog, of course. What that will be, we don't know yet.
My original artwork.
Yeah, something I don't know. Maybe I can go through the bin and find something to throw in there, or maybe create something new. We'll see. Okay, but that'll be a decision on our side what we throw in there, and I'll find some other things that I can throw in there, kind of like fill it up, make it worthwhile, right?
What if we put?
But so I can say that
original art from Mog.
Well, yeah, I can say that by the time you get this with everything that'll be in there, it'll be well worth over $50. Okay, how's that? There you go.
My hair? No, that's creepy.
It will.
No way.
It will have to fit in the bag. Okay.
No way. That's creepy.
There you go. Sure, you'll have some stickers in there. You might find some. I don't know. You might find a keychain in there and some whatever else. I can look around. We get a lot of things from the shows or from other artists, and we'll see what.
See, if I was Frank, and Frank had to put away something in the Ziploc, I would collect all my animal hairs, my kitty, my dog. Like, here you go. But we don't have a dog. unfortunately.
Ferrari car keys. I don't fit in there.
I have so much
Unfortunately,
dog
I don't
hair
have a
around my
Ferrari.
house. I do not want to save any of it. Vacuum it all up. It needs to go.
A sample of Mog's living tissue for
No.
cloning.
No.
Okay. I don't know about that. You know, I might put one from our dog. Living tissue
We don't
from
have
there.
a dog.
Okay. Now, I might bake something and give you a piece of that. You know, because you guys are always like bugging me about things like that. So
Dude, by the time it arrives, it'll be all crumbs and 7-day-old.
it won't be
So-
sent. When I do it, I'll mail it that day. So I'll have to like time it. Maybe bake something in the morning,
No.
put it out to get delivered through the mail that afternoon.
You know, as much as I really like you,
Mhm.
it's as much as I like you guys. For example, Frank, you say, hey, Mog, I'm gonna send a special thing in this Ziploc bag. I'll bake something so you can try my cookies. I don't know if I want to eat it.
It's fine.
Right? Would you eat it?
Yeah, I would eat it.
Okay. I'll watch you eat it and then I'll eat the second one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe a cheesecake. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah,
Anyway.
because the lemons we have a Myers lemon in the back, and lemons are starting to get ripe, and so I usually make a lemon cheesecake from that. So I don't know. Could be. We'll see if the timing is right. But if you want to get that # Ziploc, that will get you in the running. All right, let's go around the room. It's about 8:30 now. We'll take a look at what everybody has going. And there we have Jyn, looking really nice.
Wow.
$400 is what we're looking for on the opening bid on that. 11x17, full colors, looking beautiful. Nobody picks it up. This is going to go on our website, or maybe sold at one of her special appearances.
Wait, is that going to be her butt, or is that 2 pumpkins? Like,
Well,
There's actually it's actually 3 pumpkins and 4 apples. I'm gonna do like a fall thing at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
getting the kind of a Thanksgiving thing,
Yeah, okay.
holiday season. Yeah, that's. I never thought of that being her butt. That's kind of interesting, but okay. All right, and then we have Loc, who's working on his second card, which is Carnage.
Yeah.
First one is done
White
on the
next.
Venom. You are right about that, Chris. It is $400 for the 11x17 colored
That's crazy.
from almost anybody
Yeah.
is really cheap. Okay, so
Yeah.
I can tell you that at Mog in color, it can range in price from $600 to $900. Okay. All right,
Ooh,
so
we got a
but
bid. Yeah.
we got a bid from Ilya on the Carnage. Getting that special deal there. Thank you, Ilya. Strike one on that. All right, so anyway, both cards are up. Got the Carnages on the board for 50. You want to bid on it? If you want to, your chance at that, we're now looking for a bid of a 55 on that, and still looking for an opening bid of 50 on the Venom. So let's see if Mog got anything done while we've been
I did it.
talking here with the.
I did
Oh well,
it.
can we see that? Oh, done. And your guess as to what character that is? That's right. It is Malice, and we're looking for 200 on that, and it's about a 9x12 by the time she's done.
Actually, it's at 8.5 by 11. But okay.
Space Case Smith said that's Cletus.
There's on the board.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. All right. So 200. We're looking for 200 for the Malice. She's going to be a hot character. They just announced that there's going to be a series on her. I don't know how they're going to do it. I think it's going to be a mini series that's going to start up in January. So look for that in your January catalog. All right, Bridgeport, I would bid, but I had to spend a lot of money as today is my character, Bianca Bordeaux's birthday. I came up with her 20 years ago, so sorry, I can't buy the Poison Ivy piece.
Oh wow.
No worries, Chris. You know, she still has it when you have the money. You still might have a chance. But you have good access to her, so you know how to get art from her very easily compared to everybody else. Malice, Mistress of Hate from Marvel. That is correct. That is the one. Okay, so we'll show it one more time.
Okay.
For those that didn't see, this is Malice. Okay, this is a character that's created. This is a character created by John Byrne. There is, and this is Malice, the Sue Storm version. There's also another Malice that is a Polaris version. But most of the time when they refer to Malice, it is the Sue Storm version, the dark version of Sue. We'll see how this comes out.
But you know, I'm actually still curious about how, Frank, you just one day up and decide I'm going to read National Geographic 15 years ago. It's kind of like strange. Like,
why is it strange?
I don't know. Like,
I don't think it's strange.
I can tell you my National Geographic origin story if you're interested.
Yes, I want to know. Yes.
So my grandmother had a subscription. I don't know why she had a subscription. I don't even think she read it, but she got every single issue and it was always on her coffee table. And when I would come over, I would pick it up and just start flipping through it, reading, checking it out. I wasn't really invested in it. But at one point she said, I know you always flip through National Geographic whenever you're at your house. I decided I'm going to buy you a subscription. So I said, okay. She bought me a subscription for a year. I didn't read them. They stacked up. And then one day I'm like, you know what? She bought this for me. It's very sweet. Let me read the whole thing. So I sat down and I think I just blew through 7 in a row. And then when the subscription was up, I just renewed it and I just kept reading them ever since. And I haven't stopped for 15 years.
Wow. I love that story.
So Stephen Detta is asking, Frank, what's the cover price of Nat Geo these days?
Yeah. What is it?
I don't know. Because they give you a discount for, I have a subscription. So they give you a discount off the cover price. It's up in my room. It's good bathroom reading is what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is.
What is the best?
I don't know. We could Google it.
What is the best
Let's Google it.
story that you like?
Yeah.
From Nat Geo or related to Nat Geo?
That's so hard to think of on the spot because I've read so many that it's just they've all kind of blended together. You know, it's hard to just recall one. For a while, I also expanded. I was reading National Geographic History, which was just about history stuff.
Yeah.
And that had a lot of cool tidbits. They did. And it's weird the things that you focus on that you remember. Like they did one that was about how the ancient Romans were very good at building roads. And that's what helped to their expansion. Why is that in my brain? Why can I remember that out of all the stories that I read? Ancient Romans roads. And then they did one about ice cream, like the history of ice cream and how only super rich people could eat it back in the day because it was so hard to keep cold. And now it's just a luxury that is super cheap that everybody could have. They did one on ketchup and how Heinz completely revolutionized ketchup and it was very bitter in the beginning and they made it sweet with whatever they did to it. Why do I remember this stuff? I don't know. They have millions of articles about science and going to the moon. And I remember the articles about ketchup.
I think that Roman about the road, how that was the way, I mean, pun intended, he paved their way to victory. I mean, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way.
They're still around. They've lasted this long. They're still in existence. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how they were just such great engineers that they built these roads that lasted, that allowed their empire to spread so far.
Did they use a type of cement for the roads?
No, I think they're kind of like cobblestone-ish, kind of, but they built them on layers, you know, so they knew what they were doing. They're no dummies. What are other cool National Geographic
system as well?
Oh, I can tell you there's a reoccurring story There's a guy, I don't want to mispronounce his name. He is part of Paul Salopek, I guess. He's doing a segment called the Out of Eden Project, which is basically he's tracing ancient humans' migration out of Africa all the way up into Asia, across the land barrier into North America, and down to South America. He's walking it, and it's supposed to take him, I don't know, 12 years or decades or whatever he's supposed to do, and he's been doing it for a very long time. And every once in a while, National Geographic will print a story that he wrote that's basically an updated on his journey and what he's. And it's a phenomenal thing. You could follow him on Instagram. He has an Instagram. He posts a whole bunch of pictures. But that's a cool thing that I've got to follow throughout the years. Oh, you know what's a fun story? National Geographic did a story that's about, they were doing about poaching, about like the illegal animal trade.
Yeah.
And how they trade rhino horns and all this stuff. And they did a story where they embedded with an undercover sting operation where they took they made a fake rhino horn and they put a GPS in it and they put it into the black market, and they wanted to see where it went.
Yeah.
And stuff like that is always cool because it's like living in the States. The world is huge, and there's so much going on in Africa with poaching and illegal animal trades and overfishing and climate change. And it really just gives you a great worldview without ever leaving your house.
Yeah, and the new things that they discover all the time as well. That's new that they let us in. Those are the things that I like as well that Nat Geo does.
Yeah, I also like stories where and it's just not just National Geographic, but all news outlets when they acknowledge their shortcomings or something that they did wrong. And I'll never forget, they did it was maybe, I think it might have been even just been a letter to the editor where they were talking about the first time they photoshopped a picture. And basically what it was a picture of the pyramids, and there was a camel kind of walking across the landscape, and the picture was too big. They couldn't fit it on the cover, so they photoshopped it. They photoshopped the camel closer to the pyramids, and people freaked out. They did, because they're altering the photograph. They're like, where is this going to lead? You're just altering all your photographs now. Yeah. And from that moment on, National Geographic said, we're never going to do that. Or they do stuff like that, or they have artists that edit their photographs, but they always like have a little disclaimer that says what they did to manipulate the photograph. But I thought that was very cool. That this was a long time ago too. It might have been in the 80s where they edited a photo and they got a lot of backlash. And National Geographic said, we're sorry, we're not going to do this anymore. All our photos are going to be legit photos and then we'll tell you if they were manipulated in some form.
That is one of the cornerstones of National Geographic's is their photographs, right? Their photos are so well done, so epic in how we see them, right? It is practically looking through the lens of the camera with how vivid and how realistic they are, right? So yeah, people are going to get touchy. I'm actually surprised that that they weren't aware of that, because I think if they were truly aware of that, I don't think they would have done that. But
it might have been, this was the early days of Photoshop or whatever they were doing, photo manipulation. Maybe they didn't think of the ramifications. But one of the cool things that National Geographic does, and they feature this guy all the time. What's his name? Joel Sartor. Why am I mispronouncing all his names? But he has a project. It's called the Photo Arc. And basically what he does is he travels around and he takes animals, doesn't matter what they are. It could be an insect, a bird, a lizard, a gigantic lion or whatever. And he puts them in front of a backdrop, either black or white. And he just takes a picture of them. And he's basically preserving them. That's why he calls it the photo arc, like Noah's Ark. And he's on a mission to do it for every single species he could possibly encounter, which I think is amazing and incredible, because we're losing so many species all the time. We're in an incredible extinction period, and they call it the Anthropocene extinction or whatever it is, because it's all man-made. We're doing this. We're killing all these creatures, and and it's super cool that he's just documenting them. They also talk about tons of rehabilitation efforts to try to bring these animals back. They just did one on the Galapagos tortoises.
Yeah.
Sailors.
They talk about programs that failed, like the Bengal tiger. They thought that was coming up, but they were reporting false numbers, and they finally caught on to that. Stephen Netta talks about, he's in the comments. He goes, "Did you see the article about the famous Afghan woman cover? Do you know that story about how they tried to find her and everything?" So anyway, that famous cover they had of
the cover.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get that cover. It was just so very, very eye-catching.
Yeah.
So these two guys tried to find her, and they were, going everywhere. They were getting misled. Of course, they're paying people to say, "Hey, do you know this woman? Can you take me to her?" And they're being misled. But they finally got to him, and she didn't want to come on. They had to really, really convince her, but they just wanted to catch up with her, find out how she's doing, where she's been, how she's doing. So she actually did come on and was able to tell her story. And basically, she was just saying that she just wanted to be like left alone, right? So they did a picture of her. I think they did another cover of her, of how she looked then when they caught up with her. But it was an interesting story because a lot of people were asking Nat Geo what happened to her, how she's doing, and so they were able to answer that. Right. So, thanks, Steve, for bringing that up. That's a great one of the good stories that related to Nat Geo.
I think he also said something about dinosaur evolution.
The dinosaur evolution thing was something that was going on for years, right? When it first got proposed, right, to the time where they actually were kind of like were able to approve it. So it had several tracks in Nat Geo. But yeah, that was another thing. The thing that caught my eye from Nat Geo for the very first time was when they first talk about plate tectonics, because I'm a kind of like a science kind of buff, and this was like totally new, and it was appearing here in Nat Geo, and I'm going, we're actually floating on the crust of the planet. While it's spinning inside, we're floating on this crust, moving around. And so I found that very interesting. It got more into the seismology of the planet and volcanoes and fissures and rifts. At that time, I was living in Hawaii, and if you understand how Hawaii is, it's just we're living on a range of volcanoes through the Pacific, and Hawaii is like the hot spot. So that's what intrigued me with Nat Geo the very first time.
A lot of those articles, they'll humble you.
They will totally.
They give you a lot of perspective about being human and being on a planet in a huge universe. So it's very cool. You read them; they're just words and pictures, and they give you a sense of wonder and perspective of it all, which is
right. Yeah, you learn to appreciate what you have. You may not even have much, but compared to the other people in the planet, you have so much.
Oh, and that's another thing. Yeah, it's not just science. It's not just like you might have an article about plate tectonics, but then they'll go to a war-torn country to see how they're doing, and take pictures and showcase and how these people are trying to rebuild their lives, or how journalists in Central America and South America are being killed. They talk a lot about cultural and political movements. So they touch upon a lot of stuff.
Yeah, some of the things that you can do to try and help and so forth. Yeah, very, very enlightening.
And then they try to sell you a whole bunch of stuff too.
Of course.
I constantly get stuff like subscribe to the World of Wines. Or come on our National Geographic expedition.
Their own little series of 12 volume of special books. You know what? I bought several of those.
You know what? I don't blame them.
I don't do it now, but
everybody's got to get paid. I don't blame them.
Yeah. All right. So it's at 8:47. We have about 8 minutes left. if you haven't yet, #Ziploc. That'll win you
Oh my God.
this Ziploc
Don't do it.
full of goodies, including an original piece of art from Mog.
Okay. Now, yeah, okay, you know
We
what?
haven't decided what that will be yet, but Mog and I will figure
Yeah.
that out. Okay.
It has to be small because we learned this from Loc. The size matters.
Yeah.
Well,
Shipping cost.
okay. Well, like I said, it won't. It'll fit in the. It'll fit inside a Ziploc.
Okay.
Okay. So that's looking about like a, I don't know, 7x7, 5x5, or something like that. We'll see. We'll look at Mog's scrap paper and see what you can dig up from there. All right, so let's go ahead and do that drawing, Jay. If we can go ahead and see
Yeah,
who the
let's
winner
see.
of this is.
Let's see who wins the Ziploc bag.
Dun dun dun! Here he comes. Drum roll. Now the winner is by hook, crook, and Stevie B.
Congrats.
Stevie B out of New York wins the Ziploc bag.
I'm gonna go straight to New York, dude.
Now I've got to put a foodie thing in there.
I am scared. Somebody said just put catch in it.
All right. Yeah, there'll be some interesting things in here. Now, if it's Stevie, I really got to make it kind of interesting for him. He's been a big supporter of the show, and I appreciate him being here practically almost every night, and meeting us at New York. So we
I don't know.
appreciate that.
Oh, Frank, are you married?
Yeah.
I am, yes.
Okay, so I don't know what this is about wives. Like, we lose things all the time.
Huh?
Like, we always say, where's my phone? Oh, where's my purse? Like, when we go out, right? Suddenly we just, do you feel it, Frank? Do you feel it?
My wife has ADHD, so I went to go heat up my lunch this morning, and I found a breakfast sandwich that was in the microwave that she heated up and then left and forgot.
Okay, yeah, like that. Yeah.
So she does stuff like that all the time.
Oh, Yulia, that's so sweet. I didn't lose Mel. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. For the record, okay. When we do go walking, she will lose me. And I have to call her and ask her where is she? Does. Okay. All right, so we've got $50 on the carnage.
Woo-hoo!
We are looking for additional bids if you guys want to do so. Let's go around the room and take a look at what we have here. And Jay has just posted up the comic shopping experience. Oh yeah, that's the form to fill it out. Yeah, okay. We have Stevie's information already, so that's good. That's fine. All right, let's start with Jyn. We're still looking for the $400 bid on this beautiful piece.
Wow, Jyn.
I feel like she's in the tropics
Yeah.
somewhere, which is where I want to be.
I was going with the orange sunset for the pumpkins and stuff, hoping to make it look more fall.
Yeah, like maybe into coconut. I don't know, man. The color won't look good because it's brown. It won't look so good.
It'll look okay. You can make there are green and yellow coconuts, so you could kind of do that.
Is there like large tropical fruits we know
Papaya,
of? Okay.
that can get pretty large. Like the ones from the Philippines, there's like
Yeah.
the size of watermelons.
Oh, papaya. Yeah. You can cut it in half so you can see the inside. So it looks kind of sexual. So it's even better.
Okay, well, don't do that. All right. Okay, then let's look at the cards, the sketch cards from Loc here. They come with their custom cases on these black, beautiful cases with a gold emboss, beautifully colored and varnished
Wow.
in their own personalized custom cases.
Yeah, Carnage. That's my man there, Carnage.
There you go.
For $50.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, and last but not least.
Oh,
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Still working on it a bit.
Yeah. Oh, CBB said that's incredible, Jyn. Definitely a future Xenoscope or National Geographic.
Yeah.
Ah, that was really good. Thank you, Frank. You are very refreshing, extremely interesting guy. Love talking with you.
All right, if anybody's going to be in the Bay Area in a couple of weeks, that's where we'll be at the Fan Expo San Francisco at the Moscone Center. We will have a live edition of Sketch Up there on Friday and Saturday, featuring, who do we have? We have Don Aguilo, Heather Antos, Inad Balam. Who else do we have? Don Nguyen, Fang Fang, and of course Mog will be there as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna check us all out there, and Mog will also be in Comic Explosion Saturday night, 8 o'clock, second level.
I didn't even practice. I don't even know what I'm gonna paint.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll see. Still got
Okay.
time. So if you guys are there, check it all out. We'll be there that weekend for Thanksgiving and then doing the show. And so we want to thank everybody for coming on this week.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate you all. Next week we have Alien Silverwood, who will be here talking about his campaign, and also Tristan Thompson. You guys may not know him, you may not be familiar to, but he has worked on Lady Death and some other indie covers as well. Very good artist. I think you guys are gonna like him. All right. So once again, thank you guys all for being here. Frank, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Jyn, always lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Loc, definitely.
Thank you.
Bring you back.
Yeah, Loc.
Maybe when I do a card special or something.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
Hopefully by next year I'll have more covers done.
There you go. Yeah, because you're planning to do a whole lot more covers.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.